a thought or realization that came up fairly quickly was, this isn't a drug. This is a invitation to reality. So of course you could call it a drug, but one way of thinking about cannabis is a term that's used with other psychedelics, which is non-specific amplifier, or sometimes they say unspecific amplifier.
Interesting.
So what it does is it gives you a temporary boost of physical, emotional, mental, psychic energy. I don't mean psychic like you suddenly, blah, blah, but your psyche becomes energized in a sense, It opens things up. There's a biochemical explanation for that as well. But suffice it to say for the moment that it amplifies energies. And so if you can channel that, and this is why it's actually, I think of it as an advanced spiritual medicine. It is a tricky plant. You were talking earlier about, finding your relationship to this plant. And it's almost more than any other substance, especially, within the general realm of, mind manifesting like psychedelics. It's a tricky one. Like most people aren't, with ayahuasca, for example, yes, you can not learn from it. Even when you have a deep experience, it may not affect your ongoing life, but you're not going to go around abusing it in the same way that you can abuse cannabis. You can wake and bake with cannabis and,
Chances are you're not doing ayahuasca every day.
No, it's not going to work too well for you that way, and it's not how it works at all. But there are some for years, I feel like I'm still, after, essentially 45 to 50 years of use of this plant, I feel like I'm still refining my relationship to it in a way. I don't want to do it too often. In case people are listening, on that issue, I don't want to, cast a pall of negativity over people who use it daily, because there are people who do use it that way, both for medical reasons and just because it kind of puts them in a balanced zone. It's known in some circles as a homeostatic balancer. It creates that condition, and so some people function quite nicely with that, and that's fine. For the kind of spiritual use that I and a lot of other people are interested in, it helps to go somewhat deeper. And so if you use it less often in general, you're almost certainly going to have sharper, deeper effects that way.
Right.
That's one thing. And again, there's just this dependence issue. If you start to use it all the time, again, depending on your particular, nature or whatever, you could easily become, in a sense, addicted that
psychologically.
way.
So if, like you're saying, if that's your only